What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome to an episode of Question Time. As you can see by this stage, this is on my main channel. The reason for that is because I want to let people know I'm out of breath. Somebody just knocked on my door just a second ago and I got 2 flights of stairs down to my door. I'm so unhealthy. Don't get old, kids. It's not good. So I want people on my main channel to know about my second channel. Obviously, in the 2 months that month and a half or so that I haven't really done anything on my second channel, I've gained a hell of a lot of subscribers. So you guys maybe don't know about it, but coming soon, I'm going to start uploading every sort of 2 or 3 days again to my second channel. They're always video logs. It's always, well, mostly video logs, mostly question time, where I just talk about I just answer the questions you guys ask me on Twitter. So if you want to be able to ask me a question, make sure you follow my Twitter. I'll leave the link in the description down there. Just gonna wait for this train to pass. Fucking trains ruining my every video. So link to question time will be down there. Also guys, I did put up a FIFA video today, so if you didn't see that, go and check that out. That's on my channel, but I'll leave the link to that in the description as well. The description. But yeah, I got 82 new interactions for questions, so I'm going to try and answer them as often as possible. Not as often as possible, as in detail as possible. But of course, if I've answered the question before in a video or in an old question time, I probably will skip the question or just not give a very good answer. And the reason why I'm not looking at the camera, which is obviously what I'm looking at right now, is because it's all like built into my computer, so the questions are asked around here, and the camera's up here, and where the video is actually recording, so I can see myself, is like over here. So it's all pretty weird. But without further ado, guys, let me try and find this first question. I think I just about got my breath back. Where are we? Right. Alright, here we go. First question. Are you gay? No, I'm not gay. I've got a girlfriend. She's got a Twitter account. Pretty easy to deduce who she is if you go to my followed people and stuff. But no, I'm not gay. Rory asked, England squad opinions. Pretty much what I expected. A few shocks, like pretty much. Why am I saying pretty and pretty much? I'm a bit shocked that Micah Richards wasn't involved. I thought he's had a great season. He's one of my favourite players, to be honest. Like, I really enjoy watching him play football. As far as a right back goes, he's quite attacking. And of course, Hodgson chose Phil Jones instead of him. But I didn't think that was too great. Obviously, I'm happy as hell to see Oxlade-Chamberlain and Walcott get into the England team. As an Arsenal fan, it's great to see your England players in there. And I think, like, for the future for England as well, we'll also have Jack Wilshere involved as well, so that's pretty cool. But in general, I was also quite surprised Sturridge wasn't in the main team. I know he's in like the backups, but I thought he would have been in the main team. But you can't really complain too much about it. Obviously Ferdinand isn't there, mainly because of injuries, probably because of the issues with Terry and Ferdinand. But Hodgson has made, in my opinion, one of the biggest mistakes in the centre midfield area. He's picked again Gerrard and Lampard, Barry and Parker. Now they're great players. They are great players. I mean, Lampard and Gerrard probably coming to the end of their careers in the next sort of year, 2 or 3 years. And I just think that, I don't know, I just think other people would have deserved a chance. Everyone's going to be like, who? I can't really put my head on it now. My head on it? Can't even put my finger on it right now. But I also think that Johnson from Man City should have been involved as well. Bit disappointed that he's not involved. Just, I guess overall the team looks pretty strong. Hodgson knows what he's doing. He's, in my opinion, I've been more confident with him as England manager than anyone since I can remember, really, since before Sven-Göran Eriksson, you know. But I hope England do well, not just because I'm English, but because I think Hodgson deserves it. Next question is, what is your opinion on salary tax in the BPL? I'm all for it, you know. People know about it before they join the clubs. If I'm talking weird as well, by the way, guys, apologies, but look at this. It's a big ulcer on my lip. Don't like these bad boy things, but anything to do with tomato gives me ulcers. and I had a sandwich the other day with tomato in it. I don't know why I put tomato in it. I don't even really like tomatoes. But yeah, so my opinion on the salary tax, like I said, I've got to agree with it. You know, people know that it's there. They know that that comes with it. I don't even know what it is. Like, what is it for the big players? Like 30%, 40%. It pays a lot of wages and accounts for a lot of the government money in the UK. So you can't really deny that. Like, you can't really neglect that. It would be inhuman for somebody to earn £100,000 a week. Like, if you put that in perspective, guys, you could buy a house or 2 or 3 houses, and you could buy 5 to 10 cars, motorbikes, holiday homes. You could treat your family and all that kind of stuff, and in a year's time you would have paid all of that off and would just be earning like free money again. You know, that's too much money for one person to earn. £100,000 a week, which isn't even in the maximum wage in England. You know, it's just an obscene amount of money. I'm not saying I wouldn't like to be earning that money, because hey, it'd probably be nice to have like millions of pounds sitting in the bank and not having to spend a penny of it. But when you think of like people that are struggling, and people that would love to earn £100,000 a year, or even £50,000 a year, you know, you just sit there and sit back and think, my word, that is a lot of money. But yeah, hey, I mean, they earn it, they get paid for it. Obviously, they're idolised. People love them. They demand that sort of money because they can. The amount of money clubs and stuff make from advertising revenue and shirt sales and things like that, these guys, I guess, deserve it for what they do. But it's just an obscene amount of money. More England squad stuff. What's the best game you saw in the Prem this year? I went to see with Weepeeler, actually. I went to see the Arsenal Spurs game where we was 2-0 down and then came back to win 5-2. That was awesome. Steve Schlegel. Apologies if I pronounced your name wrong, Steve. Did you play football? Did you have aspirations of continuing a career? Yeah, I did play football. I played for Dulwich Hamlet and Croydon youth team when I was sort of 14, 15, 16 years old. Then I stopped playing a little bit because of a knee injury, but mainly because of an ingrowing toenail, believe it or not. It was the most painful thing in the world, and when you're that sort of age, like for me to get my ingrowing toenail fixed, I had to have something put on it called zinc nitrate, yeah, something like that. And it had an adverse effect on me. Basically, it made me go into seizures and stuff, so I couldn't have the operation to remove the toenail. So I actually suffered with ingrown toenail for about 10 years. And when you're sort of like 16, 17 years old, you've got exams, college, you know, you're growing up, learning to become a man and stuff. Like playing football really just took a back seat. I just got into gaming a lot more, and sports kind of I didn't really play sports too much. I started going out clubbing, girls, all those sort of things, you know. So I could potentially have been a footballer. I'm not saying I would have been a Premiership footballer or even a League 2 footballer, you know, but I could have earned a living from playing football, as small as the living may have been. And I played as a striker, but when I played for Dulwich Hamlet, the manager didn't like me. I don't know why. I was 15 years old. One of my first games, I played as a striker and I scored 3 goals. I think it was my second game in. It was a cup game. We played this team, I can't remember their name, but they were all like really young boys, like 14, 15 years old. And Dulwich Hamlet were a team of, like, to put it nicely, old men. There was just a lot of old guys, like, you know, it was a Sunday game, obviously Sunday league football, and they were like throwing up on the edge of the pitch because they'd gone out the night before and had a heavy night and stuff like that. And I scored 3 goals against this team, and I don't know why, like, I don't know what I did wrong in that game, but for some reason the manager the next game put me in midfield. Maybe he just thought I'd be better as a midfield. One of the strikers that played alongside me really didn't like me. Like, when we used to play together, he would always like just decide not to pass to me, or it just very selfish player, you know. So maybe he just said to the manager he doesn't want to play up front with me, and he'd obviously been there a long time and he's a full grown man and I'm just, you know, a young kid. But you know, for whatever reason, so he played me in centre midfield the next game, and I scored again from centre midfield. And then the next game he played me at left back. And when I played at left back, I played there for about 4 games altogether, and I hate defending. Like, I really don't like defending. But I played left back, and in like the 4th or 5th game I played left back, I scored again, and I ran over to the manager and said that's why you should play me as striker, and shouted some expletives at him and stuff. And I never played striker again for that club. I ended up playing like left midfield and centre midfield for most of my time at Dulwich Hamlet. I wasn't there for long, only for about 6 months. And then I moved on to Croydon Athletic youth team, where I played for quite a while, a couple of years, pretty much on and off though. It was like, Croydon Athletic youth team back in the day where I played for them was one of those things like, if you turned up, you'd most likely get a game, and if you didn't, you wouldn't. But like, it was really weird. Like, you could turn up and as freely as you wanted. It was almost like an open club. It was really weird, but yeah. So that's kind of how that happened. It would have been awesome if I'd made it into professional football and stuff, but like I say, it just wasn't to be. So for the next question, when was the last time you got drunk as hell? When I was about 13 years old, dude. It's the reason why I stopped drinking. This is a bit of a disgusting story, but my parents are split up. They've been split since I was very young. And my dad's always run pubs, usually in central London, and my mum obviously she lives in like the outskirts of London. And I used to live with my mum until I was 16. And I used to visit my dad every weekend. So on Fridays after school, my dad would come and pick me and my sister up, or on Saturday mornings my dad would come and pick us up, and we'd go and spend the weekend with him, and then he'd drop us back home on Sunday night ready for, you know, school the next day and stuff. And this one time I was there, it was actually over Christmas period, so I take like a holdall of clothes with me to my dad's, and I had my bedroom in the pub that my dad used to run. It was called the George on Great Portland Street, and it was a massive pub. Like, it had 4 stories above it, it had 12 bedrooms. It was an awesome place. So I used to have a bedroom right on the top floor, which was awesome. And I'd go into my bedroom and like, I put my holdall down and had all my clothes in it and stuff. And like the next night, like, we had dinner as a family, and like, my dad had these beers that he brought back from France, and they were pretty strong, like 7-8%, which is strong for a beer. And you know, he was just like, if you want a beer, have a beer. So I had a beer and had another beer, and playing some games on the computer with my dad, had another beer, and before I know it, it's just out of it, like just wasted essentially as a 13-year-old. So I went up to bed, and as I got into the bedroom, I threw up into my bag of clothes for the weekend, or for the Christmas period. And since that day, I've never ever drunk since that day. It's just really something that I never ever wanted to put myself through again. It was the worst experience for like days and days after, even weeks. If I smelt alcohol, I would just feel like nauseous instantly. And to this day, the smell of Guinness makes me feel nauseous. It's crazy, especially considering I work in a pub. You know, like, the smell of alcohol does that. Like, I mean, it makes me feel nauseous even to this day, like I say, but I can control it. You know, I can handle it. I just feel like, it just brings back memories. You know, it brings back those horrible memories. Next question is from Fred. Says, how well do you think the Ox will play at the Euros? I think he will do amazing. I really hope he doesn't. Hodgson doesn't do what happened to Walcott in the World Cup 6 years ago, and that's take him along and then just not play him. You know, I think the Ox has got a lot to offer. I think he'll be used more as an impact player. Actually, what I said earlier in the video log about not taking so many centre midfielders, it's very possible that he's taken Oxlade-Chamberlain as a centre midfielder, because he played centre mid for Arsenal for a few games, and he plays really well there. He's commanding, he's strong, his vision is great, and obviously he's fast, which is going to be a big help. But I really hope he actually gets games. He could be a massive difference for England this year. You know, his raw pace, his raw talent, he's fearless, and he's got great skills. You know, he's got great ability on the ball. So, yeah, I think he needs games, but he should do really well whilst there. What do you think of the England squad and Hazard to City or United? England squad have already done. Most of the questions are about that. Hazard, I don't really watch him play, to be honest. I haven't really seen much about him. Obviously, he's a good player because he's real good in FIFA and stuff. I'm looking up there for FIFA, by the way, because that's where my TV is, just up there, and it's got FIFA on it right now. But yeah, I don't know, dude. Like, I I don't really care if he goes to City or United. If he goes to City, it will strengthen their team to the point where they could be dominant. If he goes to United, it could strengthen their team to the point where they could win the championship again, you know. Next question is, who do you think Arsenal will sign in the summer? That's a question it's impossible to answer. I don't know what Wenger's thinking or anything. So Ollie SW says, what qualifications did you leave school, college, uni with? Well, I never went to uni. I dropped out before I went. I had invites from several unis, but decided to go straight into work. But in school, I got 11 GCSEs in like your standard subjects. I can't remember what I did at school. Geography, PE, and food education were my like non-compulsory subjects. And then at college, I did advanced math at college and passed that. And then I did like a advanced engineering and IT course, which I got a distinction in. So it's pretty cool. College was weird, man. College was a weird time. Like, I'll talk about that in a FIFA video, but I got some crazy, not crazy stories per se in college, but just some fun stories, like stuff that happens in college and stuff. Ryan Ross, aka Rossi HD, sorry, why am I saying 50? Who's a YouTuber, by the way, Rossi HD. Have you ever thought about quitting YouTube? Yes, a couple of times. There was a few times, like about 6 months ago or so, when I had like 10, 12, 15k subs. And I just used to get a lot of hate in the videos for whatever reason. You know, my commentaries weren't great. Like I would complain a lot. Like around the time where contained defending really came to fruition, and I complained about it day after day after day. And the next video would be me arguing with people in the comments from the previous video. And it was just unnecessary stuff. It's something that I'll never do again. I'll try my best not to go back and reference comments from old videos, because I want to move the channel forwards, not going backwards. And during that time, I really felt like quitting. I'd just be like, this just isn't worth it. You know, this isn't worth the hassle, the stress. I'd get people tweeting me, just like nonsense, you know, tweeting me hate for no good reason, just leaving hate messages on my channel for no good reason and stuff. And it got like just a bit OTT with it. So I felt like quitting then. And then there was another time where I was actually live streaming, and this guy got hold of my work details, and he put them out in the live stream. You know, he kept posting my phone numbers and my addresses and stuff like that into the live stream, and he encouraged people to actually call up my workplace and start abusing the people that answered the phone. So my brother and a couple of my staff were getting death threats and all this crazy stuff just because I'm on YouTube. Like, and at that point I was livid, you know. I really felt like life's just not worth this much hassle over a video game. So I was like so close to just thinking, screw this, shut the YouTube channel down, just don't even bother doing it anymore. Like, I don't, like, this is so diva and so high maintenance, but I don't expect my family and friends to be like scrutinized because I'm popular on YouTube, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? That makes me try and sound like I'm like some absolute superstar or whatever, which I'm not. But it's like, you know, when you got 15, 20, or in this case like 42,000 people that follow you or are subscribed to you, that's a lot of people that can have a massive impact on your life. And if it starts ever having an impact for a negative reason, I'll probably stop. But that's the only real reason why I would ever stop YouTube. But yeah, they're the only two times I've ever thought about quitting. But right now I'm really enjoying YouTube, and I've not really been happier, man. Like, my channel's going awesome, and making a crap load of friends through YouTube and stuff, and which is something a bit taboo, but it's also something I'll talk about in a video one day. Next question is from Mario, or Conjo04, who's also a YouTuber. He does graphic design and stuff like that. Do you know what the word is? Yeah, buddy, bird is the word. Last time somebody asked that, I didn't know what it was, and that was a bit embarrassing. Callum says, is Virgin Gaming too good to be true? Yes, dude, yes it is. As a new person you could probably make good money on Virgin Gaming, even if you're just a good, like, average to good gamer. Like, to get through the first couple of rounds in a tournament is usually pretty easy. So you could make, you know, realistically, like $20 to $30 a day is easily doable, but you need to invest a lot of time in it. which is a problem, because especially like for people that do YouTube or have got school, college, jobs, family, girlfriends, things like that, you know. I'm pretty sure you could, if you got up at the crack of dawn every day and stayed up playing games on that tournament on Virgin Gaming, I genuinely believe people could make $30, $40, $50 a day easily. But I don't know if I'd recommend it, because it can get a little bit, you can just get, it's like gambling in a sense, like you can just get drawn in, you know. You might make it to like the 3rd or 4th round a few times and then think, hey, let me just buy into the 4th round instead, and end up like just losing the money. Gonna skip through a few questions, see if we can find a good one. Ever thought of doing a squad builder series? Not really. A lot of people already do squad builders, so I don't really want to take on what other people do, you know. Same questions. There's a lot of questions about the same. My highest victory on FIFA from Niels is something like 18 or 19-0. Do you earn revenue from the views on the Xbox app? There's an Xbox app? No, I don't think I do, dude. I wouldn't be sure. Are you talking about the YouTube app on Xbox? I don't know. I really have no idea. Who do you reckon that hasn't gone to Euros should have... Oh, another Euro question. Another Euro question. Jesus, these are all about Euro questions. What videos do you actually look forward to watching? Interesting. Videos that I actually enjoy. I'll make this the last question because this is already like 22 minutes long, and that's hella long. The videos I most enjoy watching are just people that I find interesting to listen to rather than to watch. So KSI, I love his videos, as arseling as that may be. And Chris Smooth, I really enjoy his videos. Let me just go on YouTube now and go to my subscriptions and just run down them quickly and find the best sort of people. I like a lot of music videos, so when somebody that I'm subscribed to for a music reason makes a new video, I'll tend to watch that quite a lot. Incredible Orb, who is a COD guy, one of the best COD guys you'll ever see. I really enjoy watching his videos. My friend El De Niro, actually, El De Niro 90, if I remember, like, I always do this with links and I'll forget to put the links in the description for sure, but I'll try and remember to put his link in the description. El De Niro 90, he is a friend of mine, but I really enjoy his content. He's an awesome commentator, he's very funny. He only has like 2,000 subs and gets like 600 views a video. But he's really worth watching. I really enjoy his stuff. I like Syndicate Project's videos. I'll kind of always watch him. Ethos Lab, a Minecraft guy. He's someone that I try and watch as often as possible. Other than that, they're probably like the 4 or 5 people that I will always watch every video of. And then I've probably got like 20 or 30 people that I'll watch as many videos as possible of. Like people that I'm close to in the gaming community, like AA Nine Skills, Calfreezy, Chris Trout, Josh Flip, people like that. When they upload a video, I will try my best to watch the video, but like I'm real busy, you know, so I don't always have time. And there's quite a few other people that I will just try and watch their videos, like XJaws. There's another couple of COD guys that I try and, COD and Minecraft guys that I try and watch videos of. And if they upload like 5 videos a week or 7 videos a week, I'll probably catch like 3 or 4 of them. So I try and watch as many as possible, but it's real hard. Like, there's a lot of good content out there these days, and you know, I'm just one person. I can't really spread all my views across all the people, because otherwise I'd have to quit my job and stop making YouTube videos just to watch everybody else's. So if anyone wants to sponsor me to watch YouTube videos and pay me for it, like, I don't know, £1,000 a week, let's do that. I'll quit everything I ever do, just get £1,000 a week to watch YouTube videos. If that's a job that's going, let me do it. I'm going to end it here though, guys, because this is 25 minutes long. If I didn't answer your question, I apologise, or if I did answer it but it was somebody else asked the same question, I also apologise. But if you guys want to see more question times, like I say, subscribe to my second channel. I will be putting videos up there. Thank you all very much for watching. If you could hit that like button, it would be amazing. Don't forget to check out my other FIFA video that I uploaded on my main channel today. And I'll see you next time. Cheers. It was cheers. It's always cheers. I don't know why people think I say jizz. It's cheers. Jizz. See? Cheers. It's just cheers. Sounds like jizz. Fuck this shit.